Hi students, good morning to one and all. Previous classes we discussed about what are hydrophytes, what is the different kinds of hydrophytes, given the examples, and eliminated of the morphological adaptations of xerophytes. That is ecological adaptations such as morphological adaptations of xerophytes. Now today onwards discuss about the another ecological adaptation, that is anatomical adaptations in hydrophytes. Anatomical adaptations in hydrophytes, that is clearly shown on internal adaptations in hydrophytes. Dear students, this is a one diagrammatic representation of transverse section or internal structure of ideal stem. Internal structure of ideal stem. In generally, every root, every stem will be containing mainly three parts. The first part are here epidermis. This is a epidermis. The second part are here cortex. The third part are here stele. In most of the all higher plants, including gymnosperms and angiosperms, such as dicotyledons and monocotyledons, including all aquatic plants, such as hydroponic plants, the root and the stem, the DS of root or the DS of stem, or the internal structure of root and the internal structure of stem will be containing mainly three parts. They are namely first part epidermis, second part cortex, third part stele. So, but here in most of the all higher plants, including gymnosperms and angiosperms, the well developed epidermis, the well developed cortex, and very well developed stele or vascular bundles. But here in aquatic plants or hydroponic plants, to be developed epidermis, cortex, but not well developed stele or vascular bundle. Xylem is poorly developed, but phloem is better developed. But here xylem is poorly developed, so not well developed stele or not well developed vascular bundle. In generally, the vascular bundle containing xylem and phloem, these are known as vascular tissues. Vascular tissues. Okay. So, dear students, cuticle is totally absent in the submerged parts of the plants. Generally, in all higher plants of the gymnosperms and angiosperms, the epidermis is covered by a protective layer that is called cuticle. Epidermis is a generally single layer covered by one cuticle layer. But here in all aquatic plants and hydroponic plants, totally cuticle is totally absent. Okay now. In all most of the higher plants such as angiosperms and gymnosperms, the epidermis is covered by cuticle. But here aquatic plants and hydroponic plants, especially submerged plants, the cuticle is totally absent. Only epidermis is a single layer, not covered by cuticle. Okay now. Cuticle is totally absent in the submerged parts of the plants. It may be present as very fine film on the surface of parts that are exposed to atmosphere. Sometimes some of the plants are covered by small, very fine film on the surface of the parts. This surface of the parts is always exposed to atmosphere. In generally, most of the aquatic plants, the epidermis is not covered by cuticle. In sometimes some of the aquatic plants, epidermis is covered by very fine film. So this fine film is always exposed to atmosphere. So next one, thin walled epidermal cells. This is a So epidermal cells is always thin wall layers. What are the use of epidermal cells? Thin wall epidermal cells help in absorption and exfoliation by having chloroplast. So in generally the leaves of the basophil cells would be containing chloroplast in most of the air plants, but here in especially hydroponic plants or aquatic plants, the epidermis would be containing chloroplast. So hence easily absorption and exfoliation to the synthesis of food materials, in the epidermis, and stomata are totally offset. In generally most of the all air plants, the stem of the epidermis or the leaves of the epidermis will be containing small pore-like structures, that is known as stomata. Each stomata consisting of two parts. One is guard cells, second one is subciliary cells. One guard cell and two subciliary cells are to be making one stomata. Well, what are the using of stomata? Stomata is always gases exchange to be outer to inner side. So to be passing through the is always gases exchange. That is the importance of stomata. But here in all aquatic plants, stomata is totally offset. Stomata are totally offset. In submerged forms are non-functional, as in photomyceton. Photomyceton, that is amphibious plants. So dear students, stomata are totally offset. But how do gases exchange? So in this time, with the help of thin-walled epidermal cells is also exchange of the gases. In generally, stomata are totally offset. In all higher plants, the stomata is always gases exchange by means exchange of CO2 and exchange of O2. So in this time, all aquatic plants, the stomata are totally offset. So hence the thin-walled epidermal cells is always passing through the gases by the diffusion process. So next coming to the floating leaves. Especially Nilambo, possess stomata only on the upper surface. In generally all higher plants, the epidermal cells will be containing stomata, and all higher plants of the leaves, that is upper epidermis and lower epidermis, would be containing stomatas. So two types of stomatas are present in higher plants of the leaves. In generally, higher plants of the stomata containing only one type of epidermis, so hence one type of stomata. But all higher plants of the leaves would be containing upper surface and lower surface, that is upper epidermis and lower epidermis. Okay now? Upper epidermis would be containing stomatas, lower epidermis would be containing stomatas. But especially aquatic plants, that is the floating leaves of Nilambo, only containing only one type of stomata. These stomatas are present only upper surface. Stomatas only present in upper surface of the leaves, that is known as epistomatas. If the stomatas are also present in lower epidermis or lower surface, that is known as hypostomatas. But here especially in floating of the Nilambo would be containing only upper surface of the stomata, that is epistomatas. By means stomatas are present only upper surface of the leaves, that is known as epistomatas. If the stomatas are present in lower surface of the leaves, that is known as hypostomatas. Next coming to mechanical tissues. In generally all air plants, the plant body is made up of parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. In any early stage of the air plants, the plant body totally made up of parenchyma, so hence is always dedicated and smoothly. And after maturity period, the plant body of branches and the total entire plant body is made up of sclerenchyma and collenchyma. So hence totally goodly and strongly and hardly. Okay, now by means all higher plants first of all to be developed parenchyma, after become maturity period to be developed collenchyma and sclerenchyma, the parts of the plant body. But here in all aquatic plants, all hydroponic plants, so totally sclerenchyma and chloronchyma totally absent. These are the mechanical tissues. These mechanical tissues is always to be gives a mechanical support or mechanical strength. For example, neem plant and banyan plant and also mango plant will be containing the plant body, and plant body branches will be containing collenchyma and sclerenchyma. This collenchyma and sclerenchyma are totally to be give a mechanical support in their plant body and in their plant body branches. But here in all aquatic plants, plant body in early stage and maturity stage totally developed body made up of parenchyma, not developed mechanical tissues. So not developed sclerenchyma and collenchyma, totally developed parenchyma. So hence is always all aquatic plant bodies of Hydrilla, Vallisneria, Pistia and Limnophila, Utricularia. So totally plant body is very smoothly or very delicate. Why? Because plant body is made up of parenchyma. In all aquatic plants or hydroponic plants, plant body is totally made up of parenchyma in early stage or maturity stage. So hence is always smoothly and delicate, totally absent in sclerenchyma and collenchyma. These are the mechanical tissues. Two are mechanical tissues like collenchyma and sclerenchyma are absent. So because the plants are not exposed to stress and strain, this plant is not exposed to stress and strain. Why? Because poorly developed mechanical tissues is always to be grown in water. And water is absorbed through all over the surface of the plant body. In generally all higher plants, the roots absorb by water and mineral nutrients from the soil. But here all higher plants grown in normal temperature or normal soils. So to be receiving of the water and mineral nutrients. But all aquatic plants and all hydroponic plants generally grown in water. So hence in this time, so all over the plant body easily absorption of the water and mineral nutrients. So hence the xylem is reduced or fully developed, but phloem is relatively better developed. So dear students, water is absorbed through all over the surface of the plant body. Why? Because this is a aquatic plant grown in water. So the xylem is fully developed but phloem is relatively better developed. In generally, xylem and phloem is also known as vascular tissues. The vascular tissues of xylem is always absorption of water and mineral nutrients from the root, then after to be transferred all over the plant body. Phloem is also transported of food materials from leaves to all over the plant body. So in this time, these plants generally grown in water. So there is no using of xylem. Why? Because this is a hydroponic plant. So water and mineral nutrients is also absorbed all over the plant body of the parts. So hence xylem is not developed, xylem is not functioning. Okay now. Water is absorbed through all over the surface of the plant body. So the xylem is fully developed. So the xylem is totally reduced. But phloem is relatively better developed. So dear student, this is the epidermis, this is a cortex. Epidermis is single layered and thin walled, not covered by cuticle. This is a cortex. Cortex is 2 or more layers, and cortex is below the totally parenchyma. Some of the cortical cells are developed larger in size and fulfilled with air. so to be appeared balloon-like structures. So hence in this time these plants is generally free floating on the water surface. Why? Because some of the particle cells totally fulfilled with air and fulfilled with gases. That is the importance of parenchyma. In generally all aquatic plants, plant body is made up of parenchyma, and also the plant body of cells totally made up of parenchyma. So hence in this time the cortex is two or more layers. Some of the cortex or some of the particle layers is also filled with air, are also filled with gases. So hence these cells are to be appeared balloon-like structure and fulfilled with gases. So easily these plants easily to be free floating on the water surface, free floating on the water surface. That is parenchyma, and this is a stele. So this stele consisting of xylem cavities and phloem. That is xylem is fully developed and phloem is relatively better developed. Next coming to parenchyma is present. Parenchyma is present in all parts of the hydrophytes. Parenchyma is modified parenchyma. So this parenchyma is totally filled with air or gases. So hence the namely parenchyma. Parenchyma is present in all parts of all hydrophytes, provides a buoyancy. To be give a mechanical support and easily free floating on the water surface. All aquatic plants and all hydroponic plants is always easily free floating on the water surface. Why? Because we containing parenchyma. That is provide a buoyancy. Parenchyma. All aquatic hydroponic plants of the plant body is made up of one type of parenchyma. This parenchyma is always filled with air or gases. That is named parenchyma. This parenchyma to be provide a buoyancy by means free floating on the water surfaces. All aquatic plants easily free floating on the water surfaces. That is the importance of buoyancy. So dear students, this is about the types of hydrophytes or kinds of hydrophytes and morphological adaptation of hydrophytes and anatomical adaptations in hydrophytes. Okay, now thank you.